Right there guys, welcome back to the channel. There's not been much to talk about, but obviously tonight we've had the whole Jordan Henderson stuff and I'm annoyed guys about it all because I think the fee that's been agreed basically backs up a theory I had when this all first got announced that he's moving, yeah, partly because obviously he's agreed to the move because he's not moving because he hasn't agreed to the move, right? He's agreed to it, but I think he's also moving because he's partly being pushed out the door. And I don't think it's because of Jurgen Klopp. How can we let someone go for £12 million to Saudi Arabia where, you know, the clubs has apparently, you know, got cash to spend, all this other stuff, right, yeah? Yeah, this club is not one of them that's backed by the PIF or PFI, whichever one it is. But at the end of the day, 12 million for the captain of Liverpool, that is an absolute joke, who's got 2 years left on his contract, right? I know that Jordan Henderson's not quite one of the best players at Liverpool. I know he's not one of the most loved players at Liverpool. You can see the lights changing. I've got the pre-season game on above me. I know that he's not one of the most flamboyant and loved players, and he's going to get like an absolute boatload of crap because of this move now, yeah? But the fact they've agreed to let him go from 12 million, which is reduced from 20, bearing in mind, which was the figure they initially put out there, right? And now I know, yet again, this is supposed to go up on including add-ons or whatever, yeah? So we don't know what the final figure is. But 12 million for the Liverpool captain who's won everything in his time at Liverpool. You know, he's obviously, this move is obviously not something that the club planned for, right? You know, we've had players, like, no offence to them, but like Oxlade-Chamberlain, Naby Keita, that have left with big fanfare. They got given these photos of everything of all the players and got a farewell from Anfield. But Jordan Henderson, who's lifted every possible trophy that he could do at the club, is going to just be like shown the back door by the looks of it. Do you know what I mean? And I know you're all going to be saying potentially that he didn't have to agree to the move. He doesn't have to agree to go to Saudi Arabia. And I'm not even talking about like the political side of this right now. I'm talking about just in general. But he's obviously been told his game time is going to be reduced from Jurgen Klopp. We'd have had like some sort of conversation with Klopp where it would have been an adult conversation where, you know, he's been told your game time is going to be reduced. I can't guarantee you this, that, and the other. You know what, if you've been offered this sort of money to go over to Saudi Arabia, you know, life-changing money for not just you, but generations to come in the Henderson line, get yourself off, mate. Go earn that money. I can't prove that conversation's taken place, but come on. You've got to admit that at some point that conversation would have taken place with Klopp and Jordan, yeah? Jordan was like his lieutenant on the pitch, like... And I've just seen something now pop up on Twitter saying... or Klopp made a last-ditch attempt to try and keep him, but Jordan had already made his decision to leave. Absolute bollocks, right? Jordan Henderson loved playing for Liverpool. Jordan Henderson loved being the captain of Liverpool. And I bet you any money it's absolutely hurting him the fact that he's having to go as much as he's going to go get all that money. Guaranteed, guys. Like, yeah. This, and I know that this is probably going to divide some of y'all lot on the comments and stuff like that, but this has got an FSG... get him off the wage bill type of manoeuvre written all over it. Just the fact he's gone for 12 million. I just can't get my head around it, guys, honestly. I think you'll probably see like some sort of official announcement on both moves at the same time, you know, Fabinho and Henderson. I think they'll both get announced at the same time, just because it might take a bit of heat off Henderson if it gets announced that he's going. Do you know what I mean? It's going to come his way. He's going to get like an absolute boatload of it, and I guess to a certain extent he deserves some of it, you know, depending on your political beliefs and stuff like that, but at the same time, he's still Liverpool captain, and I believe he's been pushed out the door. I can't change my mind, I think he's been pushed. Obviously, he's got to have agreed to the move, agreed to have left, but I think that something's gone on behind the scenes, guys. Something 100% has gone on behind the scenes. Right, anyway, we've had the Luis Diaz has been linked to Saudi Arabia as well. That was yesterday. 50 million euros. Are they having a laugh? Like, that's it. 50 million euros, right, is less in pound. Obviously, it's about 42 million pound, and I can't remember how much you paid for the kid now, but surely you'd be looking at like 80 or something like that. Just looking at the side that's going to play for the second half. I'm a bit surprised we're playing 4-3-3, but maybe we're playing 4-3-3 because we don't have the midfielders in that we want to play the box midfield in, do you know what I mean? But Gakpo, McAllister's going to be out, Jota. Alright, no problem. Right, what was I saying? Diaz, yeah. I think if they offered 80, the club would consider it. 100%. I honestly think they would. If they come back with 80 million, they'll consider that move. Will FSG and the club higher ups. But as it stands, he's not going anywhere. Every player's got his price. I know this video is turning into quite a bit of a negative video, hasn't it? But on a plus side, guys, I guess if you want to look at it this way, right? Where's it gone? The Athletic. I was going to read some articles to you, actually, about Jordan Henderson. So we've got one here from Paul Joyce. Let's do that first, shall we? My mind's all over the place with this. Jordan Henderson will be absent from Liverpool friendly today as a move to the Saudi Arabian side grows closer. The Liverpool captain travelled with the club to their camp in Germany on Saturday, but has not accompanied his teammates to their opening warm-up match. Henderson, 33, is ready to move to the Saudi Pro League, where he will earn a reported $350,000 a week tax-free. The latest development provides further evidence of his willingness to quit Anfield after 12 years. Again, this is the type of stuff that's going to wind me up when I read this, right? And this is, oh my days. So they're trying to put it out there straight away that Henderson is the one that's going to go, is pushed for this move. I don't believe it, guys. Honestly, I don't believe that he's pushed for it. I really don't. His teammate Fabinho was left out of the squad for the pre-season to after $40 million offer from another Saudi team, and negotiations are continuing. I reckon both these moves are going to get announced at the same time. Liverpool would seek about $20 million for Henderson, who has 2 years left in his contract. The disruption represents a significant and unforeseen headache for Klopp, who is now poised to have a rebuild his midfield for a second time this summer. Oh, whatever, Paul. Liverpool have been considering a number of defensive-minded midfielders, with Southampton's Romeo Lavia, Czech Decore of Crystal Palace, João Paulinho, the Fulham player, among those who will now be looked at. They will all be very expensive. Links to Calvin Phillips of Man City and Sofran Amrabat have been downplayed, and they have also followed Bayern Munich's Gravenberch. Henderson has been criticised for entertaining a move to the Saudi Arabia, given his vocal support of the LGBT plus community, and his England aspirations will almost certainly suffer should he depart, given the level of the league he is going to and the midfield options Southgate possesses. So there's some useful information there in regards to who Liverpool may look to bring in, like the Romeo Lavia, Czech Decore, I was going to go touch on him, and João Paulinho. But I think that if you read that, guys, is a very against Henderson article, is that, to show Henderson in a bad limelight. But yeah, let's move on now to Liverpool's interest in Crystal Palace's Czech Decore. This is written by Andy Jones at The Athletic. Liverpool are interested in Decore as they consider potential midfield options. The 23-year-old impressed at Selhurst Park last season after moving to the Premier League last summer in a deal worth up to £26 million, including add-ons. Palace will only entertain a sum due to Decore's importance and may look at Southampton's $50 million valuation of Lavia as a guidance. The midfielder, who has 34 Premier League appearances after arriving, was named Fans Player of the Year last season. Palace have signed Jefferson Lerma on a free transfer from Bournemouth this summer, but will need to go into the market to sign a replacement for Decore. Okay. The thing is, though, it says in Mali is a Mali international, so would he depart in January for the African Cup of Nations? That's maybe one to think about. Liverpool have been forced into midfield rethink following the advanced interest of Fabinho and Henderson from Saudi Arabia. What I've touched on, I've already touched on this already. What was he saying? The Anfield club are considering a number of options, including Lavia, Phillips, Gravenberch, Amrabat, and Baboucar Kamara. I think that was a player that Dave Stewart mentioned in one of his comments to me on here. So maybe that's someone to keep an eye on, guys, is that one. So yeah, looks like Liverpool have basically tried to go for a bit more of a firm number 6, shall we say. You know, Lavia's a bit of a risk with due to his age. They've gone a little bit older. Like Decore is like 23, Paulinho is he 28, 29? Kamara is about 23 as well. The only problem I would have with Decore is the African Cup of Nations thing, if that's what that is. I presume it is. For me, still, I don't know why, but I've kind of got a feeling that Liverpool may still go for Manu Kone. Don't know why. Just a hunch. Got nothing to back that up. Just a hunch I've got, guys. But yeah, seems like Henderson and Fabinho are on their way. Seems like we may get the announcement for both of them after today's game. You know, obviously the journalists have all been briefed. They've all come out with the same thing. So it looks like there's an announcement waiting to happen, guys, for me. And again, just to reiterate, I believe that Henderson's been kind of pushed out of the club. And I don't think anyone could change my mind on that, unless obviously Henderson says something different. But as it stands, that's what I believe. Yeah, so we'll leave that video there. Might catch up again tomorrow if there's anything else that breaks out today. But I just needed to get that off my chest about Henderson today, guys. I feel like the video's a bit crap, to be fair, as well. But anyway, leave a comment down below. Let me know your thoughts and everything, guys. And I'll catch you in the next one.